So how best to handle the sensitive issue of Senator Diane Feinstein? This week, the San Francisco Chronicle ran a story suggesting the 88-year-old Democrat may be, quote, mentally unfit to serve.
Man, if y'all don't let Diane Feinstein retire and go live the rest of her days in peace with her family and her dogs and her cats on her large estates, I'm sure she has many of them. I mean, she does not know what in the world is going on anymore. And I'm really not saying that as like a dig on her in that regard in terms of her mental health, but it's like, come on. I mean, what are we even talking about here? What are we doing here?
Unnamed sources it cites include 4 U.S. senators, 3 of them Democrats, a California Democratic member of Congress, and 3 former Feinstein staffers. Those interviewed for the article also say it appears that Feinstein can no longer fulfill her duties without relying on her staff.
This is the state of Congress and the Senate and just the federal government and just the socioeconomic fabric of the United States. This is the condition of it, right? And they wonder why Congress is continuously getting approval ratings of 20%, 7%, 9%. Oh, this year we broke 10%. Like, woo, progress, steaming hot, coming in flaming hot. Like, come on, man. I mean, seriously, just think about this. We have people, not just in the Senate and Congress, but in the White House right now, who fall asleep in meetings because they're tired, because they're old, and they're worn down, man. Life's rough.
The assessment of Feinstein prompted the Chronicle to issue an editorial calling on Democrats to speak openly about her mental fitness, calling on her to resign if she's unfit for service.
But you see, this really is the true power of incumbency. Once you've been in office, especially if you've been in office for a variety of terms, not only do you have established, an established reputation and established presence, you have relationships with insiders. You have relationships with people in corporate America. You have relationships with lobbyists, and you have relationships with the community. Now, obviously, Diane Feinstein falls more into the category where she has strong relationships with corporate America. But that, again, really just goes to show the attitude of seniority and authority, to where this is being pushed back on, to where people have genuine concerns like, hey, maybe it's time for someone else to step in. Maybe, throw some fresh perspective on the job, help us, move into the future with where we're going. And the fact that it's being fought back against just really goes also to show the issue of corruption within the United States. A lot of people, may think that term limits would solve this, but the fact is that term limits really aren't the problem. It's corruption. Even if we have term limits, senators and congressmen and women, if they're still getting money funneled to them from corporate America, their term limits don't make a difference.
I will tell you that my reporting indicated that there are conversations happening among her colleagues and those close to her about what to be done about this. That she had to ignore naysayers who told her, she couldn't live up to expectations or anything like that. And so some of that tendency, some of that stubbornness that made her such a tremendous politician is still there and makes it all the more difficult for those conversations to happen with her about her own political future.
Now, while this definitely is an issue, I think at the end of the day, this isn't worth putting our political capital into to get Diane Feinstein out of office before 2024. Now, just let her term limit run out. Perhaps if insiders, push to get her out earlier than that, that's fine. But our political capital needs to continue to go towards newer and better candidates, because at the end of the day, we're the ones who elect these people and put them in office. And we can't forget that. We can point fingers, but at the end of the day, we point one finger, we got 3 fingers pointing back at us. So that's the reality. So when our term is over in 2024, let's make sure that we, put a progressive candidate forward, somebody who can help make our goals a reality for the healthcare system, the education system, for wages, for manufacturing, for infrastructure, for all of those things. At the end of the day, the burden lies with the people. And we have to remember that. We have to show up to the polls. We have to get back to our communities, and we have to do everything we can to be leaders so that we can be the change that we want to see.